Today we're going to be looking at a narrative called Jason's Walk. Jason's Walk. Jason was 2.5 years old, but he could not walk. When he was 6 months old, Jason sat up. He looked at the world, and it was a very big place. His parents were mountains. His big brother towered over him. Beanie, the big black family dog, loomed over him and licked his face. Jason looked up at the world and then lay down again and watched it all swim above his head. For 6 more months Jason lay on his back on the floor and watched the world swirl around him. His mother took him outdoors and sat him on the grass. Jason rolled over onto his back and watched the clouds whirl across the sky. Jason's father put him on his tummy on a rug in front of the fire. Jason rolled over onto his back and looked at the firelight flickering on the ceiling. At Jason's first birthday party, Jason's brother lifted him up onto his feet to blow out the candle on his birthday cake. Jason blew at the candles, but it wouldn't go out. His brother helped him blow it out. Then Jason flopped down to the floor, rolled over onto his back and watched his family fussing over the cake. Jason liked his worm's eye view of the world, but his parents became anxious. When he was 1.5 years old, they took Jason to a doctor. The doctor held Jason's legs and measured them and prodded and poked and shook her head. "I cannot find anything wrong," she said gravely, and she gave Jason's parents a letter of referral to another doctor. The next doctor x-rayed Jason's legs and pulled and pushed and prodded and poked. She also shook her head. "It's really got me puzzled," she sighed, and she gave Jason's parents a letter of referral to lots of other doctors. All the doctors looked at his legs and measured them, and prodded and poked and wondered and sighed. And each time they put him onto his feet, he simply flopped down to the floor, rolled over onto his back and looked up into their puzzled, peering eyes. Jason liked to look at their eyes staring down at him. They looked like fish eyes in a glass bowl. It made him giggle and gurgle inside. When they got back home, Jason's parents would put him on the rug in the middle of the living room and look down at him sadly and shake their heads. Jason's brother would look at him too. Beanie would stare down at him with his twinkling eye and lick his face. At his second birthday party, Jason's brother lifted him up to blow out the candles on the cake. Jason didn't have any trouble blowing out the candles this year, but as soon as he had blown them out, he flopped down onto the floor and rolled over onto his back and looked up at the world. After a while, Jason's parents stopped worrying about why Jason wouldn't walk. They simply put him on the floor and let him lie on his back all day. His mother became preoccupied and seemed not to notice him as he lay on the floor watching the world swimming above him. When Jason was 2.5 years old, he saw his father carrying his baby basket into his bedroom. His mother came in with his baby bath. Then his brother brought in Jason's baby toys. Jason lay on his back and watched. He wondered why they were doing this. A few days later, Jason woke up very early. A strange sound had aroused him. He opened his eyes and looked up. He could see the early morning patterns of light on the ceiling of his bedroom. His baby basket was making a gentle rocking movement. His baby basket was making a giggling, gurgling sound. Jason slid out of bed onto the floor. He lay on his back for a moment. Then he stood up on both feet. He walked over to the baby basket and looked down into it. Lying on the white pillow was a soft pink face with twinkling blue eyes. Jason looked down at the face and smiled. Then Jason heard a movement behind him. Jason's mum and dad were kneeling beside him. He looked down at them. They were smiling too. "Jason, this is your new baby sister," they said. By Wendy Mitchells.